There are rare and exclusive items and ships and flair in Star Citizen, and there's been various Star Citizen backers and devs talking to one another on the Spectrum Star Citizen forums, with a hot topic being the devaluing of the more exclusive and rare items in-game by making them findable in loot containers. So this is more in reference to the Day of Vara masks. So for those of you that don't know, there's a Neville's Lot mask, and there's a Vandal mask, and there's even Fillsbury Bear mask, sort of like Five Nights at Freddy's or creepy mascot kind of vibes going on there. So previously, the Neville's Lot mask you could only get if you went to Bennyhenge during the sort of Day of Vara celebrations. And then the Vandal mask, you had to, during that Day of Vara celebration period, had to kill 50 unique players, making it reasonably rare. The Fillsbury sort of masks or whatever, they are purchasable in the RSI store. Also, sort of every month, there's subscriber exclusive items that Cloud Imperium give to their voluntary subscribers. They go, oh, have this cool new plushie or a hat or shirt or whatever that you can wear in-game that's unique and cool looking a lot of the time. But all of this stuff can be found in loot containers at the moment. And it's an interesting conversation. So there was a thread, nothing has value in the persistent universe, with the original poster saying, those of us that were around to earn the Vandal mask remember it being the first thing of any value you could earn in-game. Yes, some cheesed it, however, others worked hard at it, and it was a big accomplishment. Now you're offering it up just as a found item for anyone. What's the point of taking part in any of these in-game contests to earn things if we can get them for little to no effort at a later date? I'd like to be able to see something on a player in the verse and be like, wow, that's really cool. That person worked really hard to get that or was a really talented player. Now, it's more like, ugh, that person paid cash to get that. On the bright side, when I'm wearing my Bennyhenge mask and call for a medic beacon, my rescuer won't shoot me dead so they can loot my mask. And the original poster has some points there. They are watering down the sort of exclusivity and the rarity of some of these items. They are making them a lot more common. But it is worth remembering you could have just looted it off a player anyway, so it's not always that, oh wow, that player must have done this. They could have just nicked it. Xylo from Cloud Imperium responded, this is totally fair feedback. As a passionate MMO addict, I play them all, I'm a big fan of collecting rares. In fact, my favourite form of progression is item-based. Browsing my banks, recounting adventures, and enjoying the memories of yesterday's spoils. For example, I'm still proud of my OG RuneScape account, which houses legendary rares, such as a set of bunny ears I looted from an exclusive Easter event in 2003, a moment in time captured, and a great conversation starter in-game, i.e. what was it like back then? The original Vandal Mask event was actually designed by the community team, not the designers like it should have been. We didn't have an achievement system, but we were so eager to provide in-game earnables for our community, we found a workaround way to do it without needing to pull development off current tasks. We came up with the 50 kill criteria to unlock the mask. The game didn't have the functionality and wasn't set up for an event like this, but as I mentioned above, to avoid distracting development, we simply worked with the data analysis team to capture player activity and manually run a script to award Vandal masks to anyone that had achieved 50 unique kills. This was sloppy. It meant no in-game notification or tracking of your progress in getting those 50 kills. It meant no user interface to alert you if you had achieved the reward. It also meant that you had to wait for your prize until we ran the script at the end of the event. In hindsight, I wish we had not done this event. I do not consider it successful. It really came down to my eagerness to provide in-game earnables and forcing it into existence, when it should have been driven by development with proper in-game support, which it now is. Our developers have some seriously fantastic plans related to in-game discoverables and earnables, and fully understand the importance of being able to collect and earn rare items, armor, and weapons, etc. There will be those epic moments when you see another player's adornment and it represents their achievements. You may think, whoa, they must have killed X to get that helmet, or wow, they must have explored X to have found that. I do want to bring it back to my earlier point of maybe they just nicked it off some guy. In short, the original Vandal Mask event was not a good representation of the future of in-game earnables. It was a premature attempt, my fault. The development team has far more exciting and complex plans when it comes to looting, and I'm really excited to share more when we can. Now, some players disagreed with Xylo's take on that with the Vandal Mask Challenge in 2020, instead saying it was highly successful and some of the most fun they had, bringing the community out and actually getting players active in game. And the choice of having challenges in general is a much just better one of getting it in as quickly as you can, because it brings people together. It's something to do in game. Challenges are fun. Xylo again responded, "It's not that the concept and idea wasn't a success, but rather the execution that I believe fell short. With proper development support, in-game UI, tracking, notifications, cheese avoidance, it certainly could work. I don't consider it a failure, but it did not meet my standards for what I'd rate successful overall. It's okay that I consider it unsuccessful. A requirement of doing better is identifying the areas that need iteration and improvement." So my thoughts, I do want to say I really like the idea of rare loot to find in boxes, and the fact that players can find cool stuff in-game by looting. But it might be a better idea to have different loot for challenge items than it is for sort of a different rare item in game. So yes, have your challenge items, have people being able to be identified by the cool Vandal mask they had. They probably did this, or they nicked it off someone, but they must have killed 50 people. Oh my god, they're a monster, or whatever. But yeah, maybe you have that very similar item findable in a box, but it is different. It's a different color. It's a variant of that. Better yet, just have loads and loads of cool items and loot and stuff so that you don't have to have similar items even where possible. In loot boxes, you can go, bam, we've got loads of new cool items that you can find if you really search around, and you can get these items here, but there are also these challenge items which you can earn every month or every quarter by doing some relatively hard challenges. I really love that sub-items can be found in-game as well. All these sort of different items. And yeah, they have like 3-month exclusivity periods, so when something is like just released to the RSI subscribers, they go, oh, you get this cool new suit, but it will go in the loot pool in 3 months' time. That's fun. That's cool. But I do like both challenges and looting, and I think Star Citizen would be a lot funner if we had, monthly challenges, quarterly challenges, and we could earn some extra flair titles and skins. Having the Halloween masks findable in-game now, the ones that were previously sort of super exclusive, you had to do those challenges for, and if you find them, then they get attributed to your account permanently. I think that's cool, but as I said, I do want to see in the future challenges and loot sort of separated if possible. Talking of goodies, CitizenCon 2022, the digital goodies have now been distributed to accounts. The jumpsuit, however, as part of that, will not be in-game until Alpha 3.18 is out. For players having issues logging onto the new RSI hub page, that was announced and shown off and is now live from CitizenCon, I have a workaround for that. Log out on the main RSI website and then log in via the hub page. That works for me, and then I can use it. A question on Spectrum. What planet would you, the developers, call home? Sylvan CIG responded, definitely a place with lots of islands and white beaches, crystal clear water, and palm trees everywhere. Just want to build my base on a tiny island and enjoy the atmosphere and surroundings and chill on the beach after a nice trip through the universe. Sadly, we don't have a place like this yet in Star Citizen in-game. I thought this is interesting because, for people that remember the 600i concept art and the sort of origin motif of some of the luxury ships, well, that's exactly what it's describing, the little island that they had made up. Now, there are going to be locations like that in the verse in the future, though. There are going to be planets which are tropical planets and sea planets and just cool areas like this. But it did sound like they hadn't got biomes for this sort of thing done yet, which makes sense because we know they've been working primarily on Odin, Pyro, and Nyx at the moment, as well as the Stanton system. There was another thread, EVA, Tier 2, 0G, push and pull, and tethering, which asked, can you latch yourself onto a moving vehicle, or what are the challenges in implementing this? As the original poster wanted to be able to repair vehicles, why are they on the move? A new face to me on Spectrum, CIG Gens responded. One challenge is the speed at which a vehicle can move and maneuver, particularly in combat. They are way beyond the safe operating velocities and accelerations of our actors. We'll do our best to push the limits. There are technical limits, the constraints between each physical part, think limbs like forearm, upper arm, etc. can break when velocity of the animation-driven ragdoll becomes too high. I have some other concerns too, like being able to tunnel through smaller objects, but as it is a technical limitation, it is something we can improve as we get further along development. Boom! That's it for your dev responses today. I'm really interested to know what you think about being able to get that sort of sub-rare and challenge item loot in-game, being able to, at the moment, with those sort of Halloween masks, being able to find them in in-game loot containers and get them permanently on your account. Are you looking forward to Alpha 3.18? What about the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? Do you have a Vandal or Neville's Lot mask yourself? Did you earn it originally? Have you found it in-game? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. NordCon 2952, the road to Nord 4.0. What do you want out of nordvpn.com/BoredGamer? Nord base building? Nord hunting 2.0? A dynamic Nordonomy? I'm personally looking forward to the latest Nord cruiser. In the meantime, I'm going to make do with NordVPN protecting my data from insidious space pirates and giving me unrivaled access to all the content that the internet has to offer. Use the links below. Note, NordCon 2952 does not actually exist. Also adding to my shill pile, Tobii Eye Tracker 5 gives you precise head tracking and control with your eyes. That's the sound of my eyes controlling the lasers, giving you unprecedented immersion in Star Citizen. You can basically aim lasers with your eyes. Pew pew! Use the links below and code BoredGamer for discount. Every month we have a ship giveaway for Star Citizen. For October, we're giving away a Cutlass Black with pirate skin, lifetime insurance, and Star Citizen game package. All you need to jump into the game. Just comment on any of my videos made during October to be in for a chance of winning that. If you would like to further support the channel, please consider becoming a channel member with the join button below my videos, or potentially becoming a Patreon. You'll get access to some exclusive content, and it really helps the channel out. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and have a great October.